Yeah. Yeah. Huh. It's on the mic, yeah. Zoe in the zone, breaking down plays like I'm coaching from home. Women's game, rising, call it throne for the queens. I'm the conduit, connecting courts with big screens. I am Zoe Media, where the passion collide. Spotlight the hustle, bring the grind worldwide. From interviews to moves, the game's in my scope. Showcasing the greatness, inspiring hope. She cross up defenders, step back, that's clean. Highlight moments, blowing up the whole scene. From buzzer beaters, the teamwork extreme. The beauty of the game, living out the dream. I break it all down, every pick, every roll. From the layups to the swishes, every hoop, every goal. Got the mic in my hand, got the stats in my soul. Women's basketball shining, that's the ultimate role. From legends of the past to the rookies today, I document the journey, every bounce, every play. Respect on their name, they redefine the trail. Prince with Zoe Media, telling stories regale. Zoe Media, where the passion collide. Spotlight the hustle, bring the grind worldwide. From interviews to moves, the game's in my scope. Showcasing the greatness, inspiring hope. I break it all down, every pick, every roll. From the layups to the swishes, every hoop, every goal. Got the mic in my hand, got the...
What's good, everybody out there? What's good? You back with your host, Prince. Good. What is good? What is good? What is goody? Hit that like button as you come in. You already know what it is. I'm your host, Prince. This is I Am Zoe Media. Chicago Sky game day number 2, man. Y'all excited out there? Let me know. Put your fire emojis in the chat if you ready for today's game. Again, if you want live play-by-play, if you're riding in the car, if you're working out, if you can't make it home on time and you're at work, tune into Showtime, Point Sports. Make sure you pull up over there. We'll be doing live play-by-play and commentary. Come pull up, man. We have a ball over there all the time, man. Appreciate all of y'all for pulling up. Edward T, Brass, Tulip, Showtime, King Pisces, Nathan, ST13. What's going on, man? Again, we had a okay, man, great game 1. Again, no real win-loss expectations for me in game 1. Honestly, in none of these games, no real big win-loss expectations for me. I really just want to see chemistry build. I want to see the intangible things that it takes to have a winning season. I want to see Tyler Marsh sprinkle in little wrinkles here and there throughout the first 10 games of the season. So my expectations for Tyler Marsh is really going to start during the season. The preseason, I just want to see them play better basketball than they did last year, honestly. Like, that's the goal for me. If they can play better basketball than they did last year, I've won the preseason. That's all I really want to see. I just want to see them all mature together and just understand how to win together. And if they can do that, I'm okay with it. What's going on, Anthony Green? What's going on, Anthony Green? What's going on, Amy Sue? Welcome in. Hit the like button as you come in. Again, we'll be just going over a few quick notes of game 2 of the preseason versus the Minnesota Lynx. Again, it starts at 6 p.m. Central. So make sure if you ain't Eastern Standard Time, you already know what that is. Central, Mountain West, we already know. What's going on, Tamika? What's going on? Again, man, make sure you hit the like button as you come in. Some of my quick notes that I want to see from this game. First off, I want to see if Tyler Marsh goes with the same starting lineup, or does he pull a switcheroo? Maybe throw in, I would say, Michaela at the 3. See what can happen. She had an okay game 1 against you know, a younger team, but it's here and there. She did. Again, I always say, how do you play against who you're playing? When you're playing against weaker competition, do you dominate or do you just look like part of the batch? And she did look a little more mature than them, so I'm gonna give her that. So maybe he tests her out in the starting lineup, see how she plays alongside Angel Reese, Camilla, Ariel Atkins, and Vandes Loop, a point guard who could actually get her in the right spots. I mean, we'll see what the starting lineup looks like. I don't think it came out yet. Again, the game is in like 2.5 hours, so he don't really got that much longer to get that situated. But I'm excited for today's game. Also, happy birthday to our queen, Angel Reese. Happy birthday, happy big 23 to her, man. Bless you to see many, many more. Look, she from Baltimore. I'm from the city. When you from those kind of towns, a lot of people don't live to see 23. So shout out to her. Look, a lot of people might not know how major that is to even see that age coming from where we come from, but shout out to her for making it out, for surviving, those mean streets, and shout out to her parents though, man. Her parents as well, because without them, none of this possible. So shout out to them and the man above for letting her see 23, letting all of us see birthdays this year, man. So shout out to the man above for all of y'all seeing, all my subscribers. If your birthday passed, if your birthday coming up, shout out to the man above for letting you see another birthday, man. And anytime anybody birthday's coming up, man, put it in the chat. We show love over here. That's what we do over here. We show love. So birthday coming up, put it in the chat. But happy birthday. Hope we get this win. Hey, Chicago's guy, just go out there, play hard for the Barbie, man. Shout out to the Barbie, man. Tyler Marsh, I'm liking what he's saying in press conferences. Hey, Tyler Marsh can win a press conference. Tyler Marsh can win a press conference. So he all right with me. I'm liking what he's saying in the press conferences. I'm liking the defensive wrinkles, having Angel Reese kind of like be like a last year, if you watch, she was kind of like a low post kind of presence on defense. This year, he got to operate more on the top of the key, above the elbow. I think that's what she's best at. That way because a player like Angel Reese, you want them in pick and roll. You want them using their hands. And I feel last year, Teaspoon didn't let her use one of her best assets, which is her hands, a lot last year. So again, Angel Reese and Ariel Atkins, I do want to see them continue to try to figure out what their defense looks like together, because if they can figure that out, they can be a special tandem. If those two right there can figure out like legitimately like how to guard the pick and rolls, legitimately how to help each other out on help side defense, how to cover up for each other's mistakes. If one jumps a pass, who gets in front? Like those two right there are so important, especially if you're going to have a player like Camilla as your anchor who doesn't really talk a lot. Them being in kind of those roam positions and helping each other on switches is going to be so important. So I today against a WNBA caliber team, championship caliber team, right? Made it to the championship last year. I want to see how they play in pick and roll against this type of team versus Brazil, right? One other thing I want to see is I want to see Camilla get touches early. So we always talk about keeping Camilla engaged. I want to see Camilla get touches early in the game, run some high-low posts for her. Even if her touches aren't scoring touches, just get her in the high-low post action. Let Ariel Atkins, Angel Reese work the perimeter where she could just hit them on some jump cuts, hit them on some back doors, just to get her going, let her know, hey, you are an important part of the offense. Again, Tyler Marsh is going to have to play a lot of mental kind of games with Camilla during the preseason and probably the first half of the season to let her know how important she is to the offense. Because when she's engaged, Chicago is just that much tougher to beat. Again, that's why I always tell people Camilla engagement is so important. Like, I know we won't. If you're an Angel Reese, any basketball fan, right? Michael Jordan, LeBron, whoever fan you are, Kevin Durant, Jokic, Asia Wilson, whatever fan you is, I know you want that specific player to win, but they don't win if their team don't win. Asia Wilson don't win if the Aces don't win. You get what I'm saying? So I always look at the Aces team and be like, if we can get this person to play like this, we can get this person to do this. Aces can win, which in turn gives me an opportunity to talk noise about how great Asia Wilson is, the GOAT. But again, so for us, like, how can Camilla continue to be involved in the offense early? Get her in early. Get her early, and don't go if she's not clicking, you can trickle away. But if she got 2 assists in the first quarter and 4 points, don't go away from her. Just go back to her. It's the preseason. I hope the players know it's the preseason. None of these points count. Right now, we're just trying to get everybody ready for the season. None of these points count. That's why I don't care about wins, losses. If Tyler Marsh is out there trying to figure out what defenses work and Chicago lose today, I'm not mad about that. But I can tell, if I watch the game, I can tell Tyler Marsh is probably out there trying to try defenses out and see what his players can do on defense to know who can be in on certain sets. That's what good coaches do during the preseason. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about the wins or losses. I look at the intangible things of what's going on the court. Like, are we actually trying to improve in areas? Are we trying to see what works? Or do we just look bad? Like, you can just look bad, or you can look bad in a way, but you can still tell he's trying to see if this person can be an ISO scorer. Because again, that's my third thing, right? ISO scoring. Can Chicago generate enough baskets? Again, it's going to take an effort from our 3-point shooters to continue to balance and stretch the floor out. Can Chicago create enough scoring opportunities on the offensive end, knowing that we might have 2 great ISO scorers, and we don't know what Haley Van Lith really is. So when you think about just give them the ball and move out the way kind of players, we really only got Ariel Atkins. And I think I was talking to Showtime earlier today. Actually just hung up with him. I was telling him I'm not really worried about Ariel Atkins because she is a natural scorer. Even coming out of college, she was a scorer. So I could tell Tyler Marsh was trying to make a concerted effort to get the other players comfortable of getting up shots, finding open threes for them. Because when threes fall for like if Rebecca Allen, Kia Nurse, and Michaela can hit threes, the rest of their game opens up because defenders, they start rushing at their shots. You can break them down a little bit on defense because you can use pump fakes, you can use dribble drives, get them up in the air, things like that, get them in foul trouble. They're jumping at your shot because they're so worried about contesting it. They're not really thinking about actual defense. They're just focused on contesting your 3-point shot. So if Kia Nurse, Rebecca Allen, and Michaela can hit shots, that can help us tremendously. Speaking of shots, I want to see Vandersloot. I know she only, I think, took 1 3 last game. I want to see Vandersloot get ingratiated a little more as far as like jump shooting, just so she can get her legs under her. Again, she's a little older. Again, she isn't 40. She's 35, 36, going on 36. So she isn't like super like just out of here old, like, you know, Vince Carter old, like when he was with the Atlanta Hawks. But older players, been around the league a long time. I know she was in Unrivaled, but I want to see her get her legs under her a little more because her jump shot is going to be important. Her ability to kind of score on the pick and roll. She doesn't have to do it every time. She's a great facilitator, but just be able to come off the pick and roll. If the drag doesn't push up on her, just hit that little 15-foot midi. I want to see a little more of that wrinkle today. I want to see them continue to run the double horn screen like we went over. If you haven't seen my film video from game 1 of the preseason, go check that out. Great footage, great conversation. A lot of knowledge in that video, so go check that video out on how Chicago Sky needs to continue to improve their double horn screen at the top of the break. If you don't know what a double horn is, go check that out. If you want to have more information on how they can get better at the double horn and how important it can be for a player like Vandersloot, and having a utility wing like Angel Reese and an actual big like Camilla setting those 2 screens where you don't know what Angel Reese is really going to do. It can be dangerous, right? So I do want to see them get better at that double horn screen. in the first game, it was off a little bit. They were setting it too far on the wing. You want your double horn screen to come at the elbow area, the top high break, because when you come off of that second screen, you want to be able to flash one, pop the other, and then you cut. Like you want to have 3 actions off of a double horn screen. You got flash, pop, and then you curl or cut, whichever one you want to do. So just getting better right there. I love it. Like shout out to Tyler Marsh for wrinkling that in. That's why I think Tyler Marsh is going to be great for these type of players, because I just from looking at it. Let me give some shout outs real quick though before I get on my rant, man. Let's see who in here, man. Get some shout. What's going on, Chuckle Chatter? Let me see. What's going on, Bree? What's going on, my girl Bree? What's going on, Steady Serving Sports ENT? What's going on, Unc? Nadira? What's going on, Keisha? What's going on, Keisha? Keisha, you doing the game tonight? Keisha, you and Bro Claw doing the game tonight? What's going on? Israel Moore, what's going on? What's going on? All my people, man. What's going on, T. Carmilla? What's going on? Hit that like button as y'all come in. If you're not subscribed to the channel, just hit the subscribe button. It's your boy Prince. This is I Am Zone Media. I'm one of them ones. You already know what it is. What's going on, Deneen Sweet? What's going on, Gamble 310? Man, y'all pulling up for real, for real. What's going on, Reddit Milky Way? Y'all pulling up for real, for real. But again, I do want to see Vandersloot get a little more aggressive. I just want to see her sprinkle some aggressiveness in. I know she got it in her. I just need to kind of see it. See her being aggressive in the preseason on that double horn screen is going to just, because Angel Reese and Camilla has never ran that before. So Vandersloot being aggressive in that screen is going to help them really understand what is really like going on, like how they can improve on it, because the point guard dictates how the double screen looks, how the double horn looks. So Vandersloot just coming off that curl, being aggressive, taking that 15-footer if it's there, hitting her down the middle. What's going on, Hog Balls 337? Hitting her down the middle, being able to just get that little midi going. It's going to help Angel and Camilla so much, because Angel can pop. The defender don't know which one to go, especially if Vandersloot can be aggressive. So very interested. Very interested. Yeah, Bree, I'm not really worried about Camilla. For me, I just need to see. I'm more worried about Camilla staying engaged. I'm not really worried about her game. I'm more worried about Camilla just continuing to stay engaged. And the reason I'm worried is because every game, the team we're playing against, the competition might be inferior, where we can't baby Camilla, where we can't kind of, I wouldn't say baby, I don't like using that word because a lot of people take that word out of context. I don't like walking her in. I don't like walking her in to every game, because some games we won't have the opportunities, depending on the opponent, to walk her into every game. So in the preseason, I just want to see her take a more concerted effort of being engaged offensively and defensively, because during the season, look, seasons are grueling, man. Some days you come out, look, in college, we only played 32 games. Look, some days you come out by game 15 and your body just is telling you no. Some days you come out there, even when I was overseas, like, I wake up in the morning over there. Nobody talks English, by the way. And I was in Turkey. Nobody talks English. You like, nobody's really motivating you when you go out in public. They know your face, but like, you don't even know what they're saying. They just want pictures and autographs. But like, some days you just get up as a basketball player and your mind isn't even allowing you to focus in. That's why I look at players who are always locked in, and I'm like, y'all don't realize how grueling it is. Like players who are always locked in, like a Reese, a Dejanay Carrington, a McBuckets, a Asia Wilson, like Fee. Even though some people might think I don't like Fee, I don't like her overrated defense. But outside of that, I'm a fan of Fee. She one of my top 10 favorite players to watch. She like number 8. But the way they can just stay locked in all year long, I commend them. And even NBA players, because look, I was in games and my body would be like yes, my mind would be like no. Sometimes even at halftime, I swear, I've had like 6 games like this in my career. Like I would come out the locker room at halftime and my body is like no, but my mind's still ready to go. So again, how can they keep her engaged? But her ability to stay engaged even when everything isn't for her is going to be key, because Camilla is one of the keys to this machine being what it can be. Again, yes, we want Angel to win, but Angel only wins if the Chicago Sky wins. So we need to be able to motivate, root for all the players, hope all the players play well, because when they play well, she plays, Angel Reese plays well, and Chicago Sky win. And at the end of the day, that's what sports is. It's about coming together and figuring out a way to win. Look, I don't need you to like me off the court. Let me tell y'all something. Don't let people fool y'all on podiums. Don't let people fool y'all in these magazines when they take pictures together. Don't let people fool y'all in these commercials. Don't let people fool y'all at these banquets and these Halloween parties they throw. Half of your locker room is split. When you off the court, it's split. You got your younger crowd over here. You got your older crowd over here. You'll have like your music fans over here. You'll have your sports fans who really watch sports even when they're not playing it over here. You'll have your concert people over here, and you got text groups, right? Like if you like going to concerts, you got about 5 or 6 people out of the 15 people on the team that you go to concerts with. If you like going to karaoke's, you got 3 to 4 people you go to karaoke with. That's really how it is. So don't let people fool y'all in thinking that everybody just like this all day long. Don't let media fool y'all. That's why I said stop trying to pin Camilla versus Angel. They don't need to be kumbaya in everything they do, but on the court they need to be locked in. On the court they need to be locked in. Man, look, I don't care what you got going on. If you hit a win and I'm here to win, that's all that matters to me. I don't care what you got going on. Again, if they locked in, Chicago Sky is a better team. And that's all it is, really. That's all it really is. That's all it really is. Again, everybody ain't meant to be, you know what I'm saying? Kumbaya. What's going on, Heather? What's going on, Duvall? Who else we got up in here? Who else new we got? What's going on, B Will? What's going on, Shea Girl 85? Let's see what else we got up in here. I'll be trying to make sure I don't miss nobody. What's going on, Saheed? What's going on, King Webb? Let me see. What's going on, MJ? Yeah, let them know, bro, Claude. They didn't hang out, but on the court, they're winners. Man, winners want to play with winners. Don't let people fool y'all, man. Look, winners want to play with winners. What's going on, K Stone? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Again, that's some keys I want to see. Next one, I want to see what Ariel Atkins looks like aggressive. So like I said earlier, I know Tyler Marsh isn't really worried about Ariel Atkins' offensive game because she's their only real go-to. 10 seconds left, the play broke down, everybody just standing around. Let the ball find Ariel Atkins. Let her go to work, either create for somebody else or create for herself. As y'all see him in game 1, I was telling y'all all off season, Ariel Atkins is a okay to great facilitator when she's on the move. Get her on the move. Again, she had a great inside cut to Vandersloot, where Vandersloot laid the reverse. Again, Ariel Atkins is a great facilitator when she actually like just is involved and want to be. So again, let's just get her going. Let's just get her going offensively. Look, I'm not asking for her to take 6 shots a quarter today, Tyler Marsh, but I do want to see Ariel Atkins I want to see out of the first 10 attempts, I need 3 of them to be Ariel Atkins. Just so the team could, because again, yes, the team knows that she's going to be the go-to person during the season when it comes to like just a bucket, but a team can know something and not feel it.
They need to feel it because it's going to give them confidence to go to her. It's going to create that muscle memory for them of how to play on the court together. So I need Kia Nurse, I need Angel Reese, I need Camilla, I need Vandersloot just to feel it. I need them to feel her offensive presence. And I know they probably feel it at practice, but trust me, it's two different feelings. Like at practice, it's kind of like one in out the other. Like you see it, but you don't really feel it. But when you're in the game and the lights are bright and everybody rooting or cheering against you, that when you really get to understand who the players are. Because some players are great practice players, but they just can't. Look, I've played with great practice players, but can't even get a minute in the game because they're just great practice players. They don't know how to really hone in on their game when the lights are bright and everything matters. In practice, when it's kumbaya, it's roses, they can hit every shot. But put them in the game and they can't throw a dime in the ocean. Again, I do want to see them get here kind of like going a little bit. Her and Camilla, I'm really going to be paying attention to in the first quarter. That's the main two people. I'm not really concerned about Vandersloot's facilitation, Angel Reese being Angel Reese. And if Kia Nurse starts, we already know what Kia Nurse is. One game, she'll go 1 for 7. Next game, she'll go 5 for 7. So I'm not really worried about her. I already know what she is. Do I like her inconsistencies that she's played with throughout her career? No. But do I know who she is? And am I okay with it? Yeah. Yes. So I'm not really worried about that. Wardy Max said, did the Turkish coaches speak English at least? No, even when I was in Italy, no. Even in Italy, like it's they know a little bit, but most of the time they got translators. You don't really know what they're saying most of the time, especially when they're mad at you. When they're mad at you, they go back to their real languages. You don't really know what they're even saying. Then they probably cursing you out. So no, not really. I want to see. This is what I want to see that Tyler Marsh hasn't really. This is another thing that Tyler Marsh didn't really show me in game one. Again, in preseason, it's not about the wins or loss. I want to see like little intricate pieces of what he got in mind. This is something I want to see, and it might not even be this game. Again, they got one more game to go, and in the last game, I don't know how much the starters are going to play. So we'll see. I don't know how. I don't know how long she's gonna play. But what I do want to see, I want to see either HVL. Hold on, we got a super chat.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, know I gave you everything I had.
Shout out Milky Reddit Milky Way. $4.99 super chat. Hey, Brass and Prince, what's going on? Make sure y'all, if y'all not a member of my channel, make sure y'all become a member. Shout out to Reddit Milky Way. She's a member of the channel. Again, it comes with some amazing perks. Those who did become members over the last week, remember, I'll be reaching out to you. If you have been a member of my channel for over 2 weeks and I haven't reached out for any of your perks, send me an email. I did get to most of y'all. Some of y'all are in the chat. I did get to most of y'all already that are receiving perks, and all your stuff has been sent to you. So if you did sign up for a specific perk package and I haven't reached out to you, if it's been over 2 weeks, if it hasn't been over 2 weeks, then I'll be hitting you up. But if it has been over 2 weeks and I haven't hit you up yet since you became a member, email me at imzomedia. It's just imzomedia@gmail.com. All my contact information is in my description if I haven't hit you up yet. But if you're not a member of my channel, go ahead on and become a member of imzomedia. Comes with some amazing perks. Shout out to all my members. Last week I got 10 new members just last week, man. So if I miss you on my community posts, I posted Sunday. If I missed you, let me know. If I didn't tag you, let me know. Go check out my community post if you're not on there. Go check that out. Again, amazing perks. Again, it's just my way of showing y'all support, man. Because I really do it for y'all. Look, some days I get on here and I'm not even like in the right headspace. Like getting on, I'll tell y'all something. Like any YouTube creators, and this go to those who don't even mess with me. Man, props to you, man. I tell y'all all the time, I'm a real one. Don't watch what I say, watch what I do. Props to even y'all, man. Even those who don't mess with me, those on the other side. Shout out to y'all because I know what goes into making these thumbnails, doing these videos, the time you got to take out of your personal life to connect with people. 80% of the people you'll never meet. But again, y'all keep us motivated to just keep getting on here, man. And just doing what we do. Again, for some people, getting on YouTube is an escape. So shout out to y'all, man. Just like when y'all watch basketball on TV, it helps y'all escape from the world. Just getting on YouTube, just talking to people, spreading love, experience, knowledge. I mean, that's what I'm about, man. I love just teaching, if you can tell. I love just teaching. But again, I want to see Ariel Atkins and Camilla involved early. Again, even if Camilla, I don't need her scoring early. I just need her involved in the actions, being better in pick and rolls. Camilla, you got to touch somebody on the pick and roll. I'm sorry, my darling. My darling. I'm sorry, my darling. You got to touch somebody. You're the biggest person on the floor. Even if one of those pick and rolls, you get a charge. You got to set the tone. Especially if you're doing a double horn, you got to set the tone. You got to touch somebody. I hope Tyler Marsh and Courtney and all of them. I'm going to be Courtney. I got my eye on you, Courtney Paris. I got my eye on you. I was hoping you would come here and help Camilla with the X's and O's and the integral parts of being a big. I got my eyes on you, Courtney Paris. I really got my eyes on you. Throughout the season. Look, you got 20 games, Courtney Paris, and I'm gonna be like, what you teaching Camilla at practice? Hey, you got 20 games, Courtney. You got 20 games. You got 20 games. You got 20 games. I want to see Haley Van Lith play with the starters a little more because I think she can be our second ball shot creator, but I need Tyler Marsh to understand in order for that to happen, you got to put her in the right situation. She's a rookie. And let me say this while we on this conversation, man. I was going to leave this for a stream, but again, I'm not really into like the big topics and the breaking news stuff. So I like to talk about that stuff when I'm doing my stream because I don't really do all of that stuff right there. I try to limit as many haters as I can. So that's why I just stick to film breakdown and post game basketball stuff. Like, but I do like to sprinkle in, just highlight topics and stuff like that. Let me say this, man. Let me say this. I know there wasn't a lot of leverage for the WNBA players in the last CBA, but come on, man. Come on, man. This can't happen again. Come on, man. Look at, man. The WNBA is the only league that cuts rookies the way that they do. I'm gonna say this. This is what I'm gonna say. And I'm coming from a basketball player perspective, not a fan perspective. So I get emotional about stuff like this. Look at this, man. These young ladies run 1 million suicides, watch tens of thousands of videos, interview with all 14 teams, go through a 2-week draft process, that skill set, running plays, whiteboards, all of that, coach's room, all of that. Y'all pick these players with no see, and let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell these GMs something out here, man. Look. The WNBA, they need an overhaul of these coaches, these basketball presidents of operations, these GMs, these player personnels. They need an overhaul if this is ever going to change. Let me say this. The WNBA has been under the radar for so many years. They are still allowing them to do this. The WNBA has just became in the spotlight the last 2 years. Like, I'm talking mainstream media spotlight, getting games on ESPN, being in a news cycle all year long, all these YouTube channels covering them. It's just really started becoming a mainstream media thing. These people at power, these boards of governors, they've been in the shadows for too long, operating with ill intent, operating with unprofessionalism, operating with no idea of what they're actually doing. And don't tell me, and don't look here, let me tell you something. Don't tell me, well, Zoe, who are you? Well, Zoe, you ain't a GM. Well, Zoe, you ain't a coach. Man, I'm a business owner and I'm a former basketball player. So I got experience on both sides. And I'm not saying I'm the smartest man in the room, but let's be real here, man. On what level is this ethical? Like, let's peel back. Yeah, it's a business. On what level do you have to be ethical as a business? Why are you drafting these young ladies with a first round or a second round pick if you're just going to cut them? What are you paying the coach for? Why do you have a developmental staff? Who's your scouting department? Before I cut a player, I'm getting rid of my scouting department because they told me to draft her. They told me she was this. They told me she was that. They told me she could fit. Why are we cutting high draft picks who spend their whole life getting ready for the draft? And I get it's a business, but at the end of the day, does ethics play some kind of part in this? Come on, man. At a regular job, look, I own businesses. I can't cut my employees. The labor union gonna be on my behind. I gotta have an ethical reason to cut them, and I own the business. I'm confused at why society is just letting this go swept under the rug. How is this even right? I need somebody to really explain to me, how is this even right? Why are you drafting these? Let them go to another team. Don't you know teams? Look at teams, WNBA teams. Don't you know when you cut a player, that's a bad look on that player, not the organization? Because at the end of the day, fans can't think for themselves. They'll always think for those who are above them. That's just how brains work. Notice this. For years, players have always got the criticism. Owners have never got criticism for putting together bad rosters in any sport, for putting together bad rosters, hiring bad coaches. Notice that. Case in example. I hate to bring it to NFL, but watch this. Look at what they did to Shedeur Sanders. Then Andrew Barry and Stefanski gonna come out in the press conference with those little stale faces. Let me tell y'all something, man. Andrew Barry, you ain't do nothing to be talking about you don't want no Shedeur. What have you actually done as a GM? Tell me what you've actually done as a GM. Stefanski, tell me what you've actually. Yeah, you got a coach of the year. Tell me what you've actually done as a coach. I'll wait. Tell me what you see. Y'all don't never put blame on coaches and GMs and stuff. Everything goes on players. The Browns organization, what have you actually done as an organization to come out here and say you don't want a player because they don't want to be humble? You go be humble. You go win some games and come back to the table. See, even the Giants, what you worrying about what Shedeur did in the interview? How about you go make the playoffs without Eli Manning and then come have a conversation with me? Dayball, how about you go win more than 5 games in the season? You talking about some college player, go win more than 5 games in the season. And then you come out with that nonsense. You spent 2 years going to Colorado. See, this is what they don't want to tell y'all. Dayball and the New York Giants been going to Colorado for 2 years, going to meet with Deion and Shedeur. And then when the rubber needs to meet the road, they get in the interview with him and they won't turn it to business when you've been going there doing backstage videos with them, going to concerts with them, going to take them out to lunch, going to brunch where they got karaoke and all of this. See, that's what they don't want to tell y'all, and that's the videos they ain't gonna show y'all. I got the videos. People sent me the videos. I'm connected to football too. That's what they won't tell y'all. That's what ESPN won't tell y'all. These organizations are bullheaded, incompetent, and have no ethics at all. This is ridiculous. In all sports, what is going on? In society, they don't even see the play. They focus more on the player than the play. Focus on the play. If you focus on the player is just a subsidiary to which the real issue is. The real issue is we can't think for ourselves, and GMs and owners and presidents of basketball operations and all these sports and all these NFL teams, they're going to keep getting away with it. When do they get some of this blame on Twitter? I don't see nobody on Twitter telling Andrew Berry, who are you? Really, I need somebody to tell me that. Congrats to the brother. I'm always root for my brothers. You made it to the highest level as the GM, but really, who are you? You were a failed quarterback in high school that had to turn into. See, this is the stuff they won't tell y'all. Andrew Berry, you are a failed quarterback in high school. They had to convert to a cornerback at a D2 school. Let's not get into this. Don't do that. See, I'm gonna say what Dion won't say. Don't do this. Don't do this. You're a failed quarterback high school, a failed high school quarterback that had to convert to a cornerback. Let's not do this. See, this is what they want. Let's not do this. We got to stop this, man. We got to stop this, man. We got to stop all of this because this is nonsense. This is nonsense. Look, back to the WNBA. Fans, stop tweeting about the player probably having an injury. See, and this is what we do. As soon as the player gets cut, let's go to Cheyenne Sellers. As soon as Cheyenne Sellers got cut, everybody on Twitter was saying, oh, she must have an injury. Oh, she must have this. Oh, she wasn't listening to the coach. Who is the Golden State Valkyrie coach? And what has she done? Why does she get so much credit? We've seen Cheyenne Sellers play for 4 years. We've seen her be all ACC. We've seen her make the all defensive team. We've seen her in March Madness perform. Who is this coach? Why does she get the credit and Cheyenne Sellers doesn't? Maybe she's just incompetent. Maybe she doesn't know what she's doing. Who is she? Can't she coach a game first before we take her side? That's what I'm talking about. A lot of y'all, man, it's crazy. It's absurd that I gotta have this conversation with society. This is crazy. I gotta have this conversation. Immediately, we go right to what the player did wrong. Why can't this coach be incompetent? How is she a good? Who is she? Who is she really? Can somebody explain to me who she is? What has she done? So why is it on Cheyenne Sellers? Maybe she don't know what she's looking at. We always go right to the player. And apparently Cheyenne Sellers don't got no medical history because what did Atlanta Dream do? She went even on waiver wire for 12 hours. And then right after they cut her, the medical report came out saying she cleared all medical testing. Not some of. She was 100% in medical testing. All medical testing. Look at man. At some point, look. I got a super chat, man. This is crazy.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, I gave you everything I had.
What's going on, Amy Sue? Appreciate the $1.99 super chat. Did you watch RG3's podcast about Shador? Yes, I did. Amy Sue, why you ain't a member of the channel? Hey, look. Basketball paid me well. I'd rather you become a member of the channel. Anybody who's listening, if you're not a member of the channel and you want to send through a super chat, I would rather you become a member of the channel than send through the super chat. You could have took that, Amy Sue. You could have took that $1.99 and became a member of the channel. That's how. Look, basketball paid me well. I'd rather you support the channel by being a member than sending through a super chat. And when you become a member, it pops up on the screen. And what I'll do is, while this video is live, if you become a member, just type in the chat. Once your membership icon shows up there, just type in the chat and I'll put it on the screen. So I'll highlight you as a member, and your chat will be just like a super chat. So I know I only read super chats, but if you're gonna send through a super chat, now that my memberships are going on, I'd rather you just become a member. Again, I'm not money hungry. I like support more than the money. So appreciate that though, Amy Sue. As always, Amy Sue, one of my first like 100 subscribers. So, and I'm almost pushing 4K. And Amy Sue was here when I was like at 200. Like Amy Sue, Bree, Brass, B Will, Gamble, Gamble 310, Jackie, Andre, Saheed, like they were here when I was at like 300, 250 subscribers. Like they Reddick Milky Way, like a lot of them. That's why I give them the utmost love, man. They've been here since day one and never switched on me, man. Look, and they'll tell you I've been the same way since I got on YouTube. I don't code switch. I'm just me. I don't turn my back on loyal people. Look, I'm from the hood. Loyalty is everything to me. Everything to me. Everything to me. Everything to me. Yeah, Gamble 310. Yeah, you a member. I see your little thing. You a member. Man, what's going on, AB? What's going on, AB? Yeah, man. Look, they some of my first, man. So I always appreciate them, man. And I always let them know that. Yeah, Brass, you were here when I had 50. When I had 50, Brass was here. Like Brass was one of my first 25. And I think B Will came right after that. Like they've been around for a minute. They've been around. So appreciate y'all love, man. And appreciate y'all love. Look, one day, like Tulip, Andre, King Webb, all of y'all, man. Look, one day I'm gonna be able to say they was around when I was at 2,000, and now I'm at 20K. Like one day y'all gonna be in that conversation. You too, Carmilla T. Look, I forgot about you, Carmilla. Hey, T Carmilla, you know you got love with me. You too, Z. Yeah, you Z. You too, Z. Look, one day I'm gonna be at 20,000 and I'm gonna be like, they been here, they solid. Hey, if you ever been on my channel, you know I'm gonna show love, man. Look, I might again. I just talk braggadocious. I'm an athlete, man. Look, if you got to be confident to make it out the hood. I'm just sorry. You got to be confident. You got to feel like you that one, because only a few of us make it, especially in sports. You got to feel like you the top dog. That's just my personality. So those out there who listen, those out there who be on panels, don't take it the wrong way, man. That's just my personality. I give you the shirt off my back. Don't listen to what I say. Listen to watch what I do. Don't listen to what I say. Watch what I do. Don't listen to what I say. Watch what I do. hey, Revenue T. I ain't cooking nobody, man. We talking about the Chicago Sky expectations, man. I ain't cooking nobody. Man. But shout out to all of y'all, man. They be pulling up, man. Look, y'all keep me going for real. Hey, my wife be like, they love you, huh? I'd be like, yeah, man, because I show them love, man. I show them love. Look, y'all go to some people chats, they don't even read y'all chats. Look, I show y'all love. I shout out everybody who even pull up in the chat, because I know y'all ain't got to come to my channel. Y'all choose to. Y'all ain't got to come here, so I got to show love, man. So I got to show love. What's going on, Ray John Troy? What's going on, man? What's going on? So today, again, before we get out of here, because I am about to get ready to go to Showtime Point Sports. Make sure y'all pull up over there. And again, after every game, I do the Chicago Sky post game. So make sure you pull up for Chicago Sky post games after every game. Your best post game show on this YouTube circuit. Nobody post game better than mine. Facts. Nobody. So make sure you pull up. Click the bell for notifications. But I will drop the link. I do like to get y'all thoughts before we get up out of here. I will drop the link. If you haven't been up here, I challenge. Look, if you're a Chicago Sky fan, look, you don't even got to be a Chicago Sky fan. I challenge you to come on the panel, even if you want to ask me a question live, just come on the panel. I'll answer it. Look, you ain't got to look. I teach basketball terminologies. I teach basketball ethics. Come on the panel. You don't got to know basketball to come on my panel. I challenge people to come on my panel that don't know basketball. Look, ST13 is one of the only few women that actually come up on the panel, and she's still learning on the fly. And we show her nothing but love. So you women out there who probably want to speak but feel like a question is too dumb or whatever, hey, no question is the dumb question on IMZO Media. I challenge you to come up here, ask a question, come just have a conversation, man. Look, we don't bite. We don't bite. But the link in the chat, man. The link is in the chat. We don't bite, man. Again, make sure y'all don't got no background noise when y'all come up here. Y'all been doing good for the last 4 streams with the panel etiquette. No talking over nobody. Make sure your mic is turned up but not too loud, and don't be cutting grass in the background, man. What's going on? Watermack, you was up here first, man. What's going on, man?
Salute everybody. I hope my mic and everything is sounding good. I'm on like
man, look, hey, you better than normal. Hey, you better than normal, man. You
real clear, bro. You real clear.
This is a laptop that was gifted to me that's about 10 years old. And I made it here in the house on the Wi-Fi. So
hey, sometimes older stuff is better stuff, bro.
Yeah, you ain't never like it, right?
Hey, I got Hey, Watermack, I got like 3 laptops just sitting around, man. Let me know if you want one of them, man. And I don't think none of them more than 3 years old, man. Let me know if you need a laptop.
Brother. You know, my mama always said never look a gift horse in the mouth. It's an old like Mexican saying, but Caribbean people say it too.
I'm Caribbean.
That's all I'm gonna say. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. You know what I mean?
I'm Caribbean, man.
Yeah.
Look, Delta 8, man. I'm Delta 8, man.
Delta 8, what's that?
That's Caribbean like heritage. My grandfather.
Oh, okay.
I'm from New Orleans. You know, all the people don't know this, but a lot of the Haitians and stuff, New Orleans was the first place they migrated to. Then they moved everywhere else.
That's correct. Because the French used to own Louisiana before the Louisiana Purchase, and a lot of the Haitians who escaped from Haiti went to Louisiana.
Yeah, like gumbo and etouffee and all of that. That's really a Haitian dish. Haitian. They just turned it southern.
Yep.
Yeah. But what you got, Woody Mac, man? What you got, man? What you got?
If I'm not mistaken, because I heard you said, I had to look again because I didn't realize. I thought the Liberty's first preseason game was like Friday, but I might have been mistaken. But are you telling me that the Sky is playing the Liberty tonight?
No, they played the Lynx.
Oh, the Lynx. Oh, well, yeah, then.
He's trying to be funny, so
no, I dead ass. I was looking when it was the Liberty's first.
Do they play them? Do they play them in the preseason?
No, I don't believe so because I was looking at what the Liberty's schedule was looking at. I was on the W website. I gotta pull it up again. I think our first one is like all the way until Friday. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And look, everybody that come on the panel before we end, I do want to get into some. I do want to get y'all takes on some of these cuts. I know I kind of gave my political spiel about the ethicalness of this. Like, this is not ethical, man. Like, I don't see how people are on board with this. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, how are you on board with this? And I'll kind of get y'all takes at the end, but I do want to get to Chicago Sky. That's the main topic of the thing. So, again, Woody Mac, I know I know you root for the Sky in a sense, right? You ain't 100%, but I've heard your takes. That's why I let you come up. If you were just a Sky hater, you know I wouldn't let you come up, right? Shout out to Faz. Look, Faz know he can't even come up on my channel. Like, he already know what it is. Look, I let you come up because I already know, like, and look, I don't mind bringing people on the panel who don't root for the Sky, but at least be objective.
Absolutely. It's only fair. Keep it basketball, so to speak.
Yeah, man. Basketball. Like this is basketball, man. We ain't writing no laws up here.
And be respectful.
We ain't writing no laws up here, man.
But I ain't gonna hold you. You say keep it basketball, but I ain't gonna hold you. You had since he came up here the other day to talk to you, and I mean I hate bringing up people's name when they ain't around, but your boy Duval, when he came up here talking to him, he told you, I don't give a damn about nobody else but Angel. So I don't know if that's basketball, but hey, it is what it is. But anyway,
Hey, that's Duval. Hey, Duval. Hey, Duval. One of the Duval was one of my first members too, man. Duval, he cool with
word,
me. Yeah,
yeah.
Duval, one of
So
the Duval, one of the first 100, man.
I did just look. So far as my Liberty, yes, our very first preseason game actually is Friday, and it's against the Sun. I know a lot of people is really not going to be, I guess, not too interested in the Sun overall this season. Maybe outside of Sinai Rivers and Anissa Morrow, but I just got a feeling a lot of people not going to really pay them no mind. You know what I mean? But I'm actually interested in checking them and checking the Valks more so for Layla Lacan and Carla Lette. Two players who I actually did a little video on my little basketball channel.
Did they play already? Did they play? Did the Valkyries play already?
Not yet. They're playing tonight.
Okay.
But again, some of the players for the Valks that I want to see, I think they're still overseas. They're in the middle of their overseas season. So a lot of these overseas players are going to be missing time. That's the only thing that's a downside. But yeah, their first game, the Valks' first game is tonight at 10. So we're going to get a chance to, for those people who's interested, we're going to get a chance to see who's on the court for the Valks and what they might look like. More than likely, Clayton Shen probably will play. But I mean, I know we're keeping it mostly Sky, but yo, for those of y'all that don't know, man, check out.
Look, if you want, look, because I'm an Aces fan, so you know I got to throw my Aces in there every now and then. But look, as long as you ain't on no long tangent, you give your Liberty some love. As long as you ain't taking 5 minutes to talk about it, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. But anything from you got your Liberty take out the way?
Yeah, I was just saying just other teams that I'm interested in checking out. Players that I think are noteworthy. I know there's a lot of people that miss a lot of people's radar. I would just say I know the Valks and the Sun are probably not going to be on people's radar. But there's some. I mean, besides, I know people love Anissa Morrow and Sanaya Rose. But I think Layla Lacan, Carla Lette, and Janelle Salon might interest some people. You know, they do have a play style that is very modern. You know what I mean? That step back three. You know what I mean? But and as far as your Sky tonight, they're playing the Lynx. I think that I know it's not serious. It's not a serious game. You know, still trying some things out. But if they play them well, the starters play them well. I mean, that should give you hope because the teams you got to be competitive with if you're going to be a championship contender. The Lynx, the Liberty, and the Aces.
Hey, Wody. Just to make a slight correction. When the Barbie goes against Queen Fee, it's serious. Go ahead.
Okay, all right, for sure.
Let them know, Brad. We don't take no days off. Man,
golly.
Hey, we don't care. We in the backyard with no cameras. We don't take no days off.
Exactly.
We don't take no days off.
But if they can be competitive throughout the season against, and I know it's a far fetch. I'm saying this to somebody in regards to the Sky. If they are actually competitive against the Lynx, Aces, and the Liberty, then your expectation would be that they could be a championship contender. But you gotta be fair as fair. If you can't beat those teams, your expectation shouldn't be just making the playoffs. Your expectation should be championship.
Yeah. You on the right track. You on the right track. Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with what you just said. And again, we do have back-to-back preseason games against the Lynx. So we got 2 chances to try to figure out how to beat them during the regular season. Like Tyler, some of the players are coming back, but it's a new coach, new system. Angel Reese added a little more to her game. Camilla is healthy, so it's still gonna be a new kind of like integration of everything. So hopefully Tyler Marsh is using these back-to-back games to really figure out, because the season, I mean, it starts in 11 days, so they got less than 2 weeks to get this together. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he's using these last 2 games to try to figure out how to integrate Angel Reese and Camilla versus their front court, and how Ariel Atkins and Vandersloot looks versus Courtney Williams, who is a scoring guard, right? And that's one of the things with Vandersloot that I'm going to be paying attention to, who she guards and how she guards him.
Right. Yeah.
As
far as the backcourt, I mean, you wonder like how. Well, is Caleb McBride playing tonight? That's a good question.
I didn't see her on the thing though.
Okay.
I don't know if she's playing. I could look again. I'm gonna look again. while you
You would
talking. I
assume,
didn't see
though,
her on the thing.
you would assume though for the Sky, their advantage would be their front court, maybe, and their weakness in comparison to what the Lynx got going is the back court, right? So if they can defend, it's like what, trying to stop Fee and Alana Smith.
Yeah.
If they can, that's something that they can do. They have a great chance to win the game, especially since they kind of showed up the defense a little bit. I guess you would say they showed up the defense a little bit, but as far as those who are fans of Kia Nurse or follow Kia Nurse, do you feel she's a solid defender?
Yeah, I would say her defense is consistent as far as like what she gonna give you. She ain't gonna wow you with her defense. You ain't gonna see her diving for loose balls, but she is a solid defender, if that makes sense. Like she isn't gonna wow you, but she's a solid defender. Like she ain't above average, but she's an average wing perimeter defender.
Okay, all right. I
don't expect like a lot. I don't expect her to go out there and give me 3 steals and a block. Like that would be a plus if she ever does that. Is what I'm saying.
Right. This would be one I think I would tap in and check out, but yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what this Vox team is looking like too as well.
So I'm looking at the injury report for the Lynx. Diamond Miller, Jessica Shepard, and Aubrey Griffin is. And for the Chicago Sky, everybody is healthy except Mariah Jefferson. She's a game time decision.
She a team decision.
I hope she missed the bus. I hope that's why she a game time decision. I hope she missed the goddamn bus.
Yeah.
But man,
contacts is serious.
Appreciate that, Woody Mac. Let me get the brass, man, because I got to end in a little bit. Let me get the brass. Brad, what you got on today's game, man? Which from last game, like 10 minutes, what your thoughts on today's game is, what you want to see? Hey, remember, we only got 2 preseason games left, so
yeah.
But I don't know how much before you go to B Will. Remember when y'all get y'all takes, we only got 2 left, and I don't know how much they're gonna play in the 3rd preseason game.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to the continuing saga of the Barbie versus Queen Fee. That's very entertaining to me, and it's very entertaining to see Angel bully her. But anyway, other than that, you say Kayla McBride is not on that injured list, right? She's not. She's playing tonight.
Yeah,
who would you? I'll be curious to add. I would be curious to see who guards her, because I know Angel probably going to be paying more attention to Fee, but she might switch from Fee to McBride, because McBride's a big guard. And maybe they'll have Ariel on her. I don't know. But
they gonna slap Ariel on her.
Yeah. Ariel could guard McBride.
Yeah. She's a big guard. Yeah. Ariel's a big guard too. You could classify her as a big guard. But
Jean Gray said Ariel isn't. I mean, Jean Gray said Kayla McBride isn't playing.
Isn't playing. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's a big loss. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just looking at. I want to see the match. I want to see what Michaela does, because I wouldn't be surprised if. Well, she's not playing. I wouldn't have been surprised if Michaela would be guarding Kayla McBride, just for Tyler Marsh to see. But I'm with you, Zoe. I think I want HVL to start tonight and see how she works with the starters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I want to see how that looks, because she's another ball handler. She's not a Kyrie Irving by any stretch of the imagination, but she's a ball handler guard, and she can get her own shot. And quiet as kept. She's very physical. That's one of the things I give her credit for. Is she's a physical guard. She's tough. And, we know in her history, she's never been injured. So I think let's see how tough she is versus these grown ass women. I want to see it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But so I want to see the matchup, because I think we match up pretty well with them, especially the fact that Angel can at least contain Nafisa Carr. Y'all don't know about stop. I don't think anybody can really stop her like that, but she could be contained, she could be frustrated, she could be bullied, and I want to see how the team reacts and what Vandersloot does, what Ariel does, and then with E Will coming back, I like to see her how she matches up with them now that she's 100% healthy. I'm intrigued, so to be honest with you, I'm intrigued with this matchup because I think we match up very well with them player for player.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Yeah, my last point to you is I am so happy you brought up ethics, bro, because I'm sick of this shit. Excuse my language.
We're gonna get to it after B Will take. We're gonna finish the show with that. We're gonna get to it after B Will
tired of
take.
it.
B Will, what you got, man? What you got on the game, man? What you got on today's game, man? And you look. I know we Aces fans, B Will. So if you want to sprinkle us, let's get it in, man. Let's get it in, man.
All right. What's good, y'all? What's good?
What up?
B-Will?
Hey, man, I just want to see. So I'm gonna start on the point that I took. Point of contention I got with y'all's take on HBL. I don't really want to see HBL start. I want to see my starter start right now.
I don't want to see her start. I don't want to see HBL start.
I want to see my starter start against the Lynx because they, just be real. They play Brazil. So we didn't find anything out there. So I want to see my starter start and see how they work together because that's more important. And then I want my second unit to come in and see how they work together because they worked pretty well against Brazil, but we don't know how that's going to look. I do think Sky need to put HBL in some more important minutes. I think she needs to get more time because I think she has the ability to be a solid player this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. So kind of that microwave off the bench. Somebody who
I'm telling you, look, I be wood, not to cut you off, but I'm telling you, HVL, if Tyler Marsh puts her in the right situation, HVL could make the all rookie team. Looking at who got drafted, she could end up on the all rookie team, and she could be in contention for 6th Woman of the Year if he uses her correctly. And it's up to her mindset. Because she could smile all she wants to in press conferences and at practice, but throughout the season, is she gonna be in the right mindset to accept coming off the bench?
I hope so because of who's in front of her.
I think she will.
I mean, I
if
think
she can do that, she's in position.
Coming off the bench is not a negative for everybody. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, be Will. Hey, be Will. When I walked into there with my agent, when I still had 1 year left on my deal, and they was like, we gonna bring you off the bench and we gonna cut your contract by 10%. I was like, go ahead. I told my agent, I wish my homeboys on here, they'll tell you, go ahead on and call it our local newspaper in Louisiana and tell them Prince is retired. I didn't play another game. I immediately came home. And look, that's how you know I'm real. I ain't afraid to admit it. I'm very honest. I ain't coming off no bench.
Is that kind of a different circumstance, though? Isn't that kind of a different circumstance?
It is.
You wasn't a rookie.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you weren't a rookie. And look, and clearly you were contemplating retirement anyway. You know what I mean? So right. That's a different story.
Right.
HBL is a whole different book, So she, some of the most some of your greatest players in NBA history were 6 men. You know what I mean? Hot Rod Williams comes to mind. You know what I mean? So it's not a slight. It's just kind of where you are in your careers as a rookie. If you can get 10, 12 minutes a game as a rookie. Looking at and then especially looking at who she has in front of her.
Especially the way they operate. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a bad thing. I mean, if she could possibly get more playing time if she demonstrates that she can be a primary ball handler. She hasn't done that yet. So we'll see. But I don't even have to say anything about Angel. Nothing to be said. I want to see them utilize Camilla makes some adjustments if Tyler Marsh notices some of the things that you pointed out in your film session, because we were it's funny, we were talking about that the day before, is that Camilla has a role to play in getting the ball as well. So she gotta take a more assertive approach and get into her positions early. But I am interested to see how Michaela and Kia Nurse play. I think E. Will is going to be solid. I really want to see how Kia Nurse in that starting lineup. I want to see if she can, be a consistent scorer and give us the things that we expected her to give us. And I want to see how Michaela does. Rebecca Allen, she's a good
Man,
player.
why you got quiet, man? You don't like Rebecca?
No, it's not that I don't like her. I just don't expect a whole lot from her, right? And I don't think the Sky need to expect a whole lot from her. I think she needs to be solid and consistent. But that's not who I'm looking at tonight.
Yeah.
Now she can surprise me. She can go, she can go full Bridget Carlton on us tonight. So we'll see.
Yeah, she could.
But that's my take on the Sky.
Now, do y'all think?
Have my aces made any cuts?
No. I was hoping it was gonna cut Kristen Bell, but that was a fake report.
Oh man, I was like, yes, Harmony has a chance.
For real,
Deja has a
she
chance.
holding Harmony up, man. She holding Harmony up, cause no, I'm gonna tell you who really holding Harmony up. Tiffany Mitchell.
Yep.
Tiffany Mitchell is the reason Harmony isn't getting a lot of minutes, because Tiffany Mitchell was our microwave scorer off the bench, and that's kind of like I think would have been Harmony Turner's role. So Dana Evans and Tiffany Mitchell is the reason Harmony Turner might get cut.
All right,
but again, we do got an older backcourt. I hope the Aces are playing this smart. Again, Harmony Turner ain't no scrub. She just got to figure out the league. And again, her position is going to be different. At Harvard, she was the main usage player. She gonna have to learn how to play in spot minutes off the bench around superstars. So that's a different role for her. So I'm hoping Becky Hammond in the front office and player personnel gives her a chance to mature into that, because she is a bucket getter. But sometimes it just takes a while. That's why I couldn't come off the bench, B. Will, because I would have probably ended up getting moved to another team, because I don't know how to do that. I don't even know how my momentum would have looked at, like my shooting. I don't know how to do that. And it would have probably looked to be to score a little bit more. And at that part of my career, I was kind of done with that. I was down to like 12 points a game at that time. So I mean, they need to be patient with her, because our backcourt is getting up there. And I think she can be a steal later on.
I think that's why they used her the way they used her when they did play her the other night, because you notice like they had her playing off ball. They had Deja running the point with the ball in their hand most of the time, and they were kind of using her as a 2. So where she's really she's a point. I really want to see how she can facilitate, but that might be too soon in her career. So I don't know. You make a good point.
Yeah. I mean, I hope the Aces in the Sky play their starters heavy minutes tonight and just rest them for the final preseason game. Because they about to go into cuts before the regular season game. So I think they're gonna use that third preseason game for each of them to figure out who they're keeping and who they're cutting. Get them like starter minutes and figure that out. I was one of the people that had for the Aces had Deja Kelly actually getting cut, and I don't know, man. I'm gonna see what she does today though before I give a judgment, but she might be moving. She might be moving in front of Harmony Turner. I'm gonna see what she does today.
I think they played her more, so I was curious about that too. They played her more, and honestly, she played pretty well after she got after she got ripped, by JJ.
Yeah.
Besides
Again,
that,
when you're sitting on the bench that long, you got to get your blood flowing. She looked a little stiff, and once she warmed up, once she got a little sweat break, she looked comfortable after that. She looked very comfortable.
Yeah, she did. She got in her midi.
I wanted to share just a quick story. I know it don't matter overall, but since he did bring up the links earlier, I got a chance to meet Diamond Miller. These women, some tall women, boy. When they came last year to come play the Liberty, they was staying at a hotel in Lower Manhattan. I was doing Uber Eats, and she had on her practice gear. I wouldn't have known it was said she didn't have on her practice gear. And I mean, when I came into the lobby, I'm like, yeah, I'm looking up this tall ass young girl. I'm like, oh, you play for the Lynx? And I look at her. I'm like, oh, that's Diamond Miller. And I'm like, okay. I not hear it again. I said I had to look up at this. Look up at this young woman. Yeah.
Well, if you only 5'2", Odie, I mean, you gonna look up to everybody.
Who said 5'2"? Hey, don't take some inches off. I ain't that short.
How tall you is, Woody Mac?
The same height as Kevin Hart.
No, you're not. You taller than that.
No, so for me, Bow Wow and Kevin Hart all the same height.
They like 5'3".
There too. Huh?
They like 5'3", 5'4".
5'5", 5'5", 5'4". You know what I mean? 5'4", yeah.
Look, Woody Mac. Tell the women, man, height ain't nothing but a number.
I didn't even know that, Woody. I was just Googling. I was just messing around.
Height ain't nothing but a number, Woody Mac. Tell them that. Height ain't nothing but a number, man.
Hey,
for some reason, Woody Mac, I swear, I thought you were taller than that. Your voice, man. Your voice, I thought you were taller than that.
Dead ass. This is back when we used to have a Blockbuster in Brooklyn, right? When we used to have a Blockbuster in Brooklyn, I had I was calling up about something I was renting. The lady on the phone, and I was like, yo, can I come and pick it up? She's like, yeah, we got it. So when I come into the spot, she's like, that was you that was on the phone? I'm like, yeah. She's like, I was expecting some tall, chocolate, bald head to walk up in here.
Hey,
yo.
hey, Wody, when I used to coach Little League football, I used to have my best players were small. You understand? I used to tell them, I said, look, you see how big a brick is? Yeah. I said, throw it at somebody and see if it hurt. Throw it at somebody, see if it hurt. Now my cousin Ibrahim, God rest his soul, he's from East Flatbush, Brooklyn. He wasn't tall. He was a little shorter than me. I'm 5'10". He's a little shorter than me, but like 5'8", 5'9". Man, this dude was strong as an ox.
Oh yeah.
Man, this dude, man, listen, this dude, man, these short dudes, man.
Hey, because got the muscles compact, man. All their muscles is compact, man.
I know.
Just don't got to move so far when we live. That's all. I mean, don't you see the movies about them warrior doors? They be quick, little, strong motherfuckers.
Yeah, man.
Sticky moves and shit.
Yeah. I'll be like, you got it. I'll be like, you got it. You got it. And I ain't playing with you, man.
Because you know, a lot of little motherfuckers they be like, shit, I ain't got nothing to lose. If nigga you beat me, they ain't gonna say you picking on me. That's what I used to tell them. If you winning against me, they say you picking on me.
Hey, I got 10 minutes left before I go hop on the show.
Hey, real quick
question. Hold on, Brad. I got you.
Go ahead.
Let me get to some of these super chat. I mean, some of these comments right quick, and then we're gonna hop on to the player cut little situation. Tulip. Hey, my bad, Tulip. My bad. I thought the Aces was gonna use her a little differently. They're using her off ball. I thought they were gonna let her run the second unit. So my bad. HVL is looking better than Herman and Turner right now. So my bad, Tulip. You got that. Israel said, Prince and panel, do y'all have any expectations for Maddie? I need to see her rebound a little more and be a little more involved in the offense. I want to see her in pick and roll. So I want to see her rebound a little better, and I want to see her in pick and roll. What about y'all?
I agree.
I want to see Maddie Scott. Which Maddie?
He said Maddie Stevens.
She might be talking about Maddie Westbell. That's Israel. So he's talking about Maddie Westbell. He a Chicago Sky fan.
Okay.
Oh, I thought Will was clowning.
I know it may take some time for her to get acclimated to the league, but if her shot is somewhat consistent, she'll get plenty of time in the rotation, especially as a spot up threat. You know what I mean? And all you got to do is be somewhat, you know what I mean, aggressive.
You got to be aggressive though, Woody Mac. When you want a spot in the rotation, you got to be aggressive so the coach can see you. Like you need to find a way for him to see you, and that's by doing the little things. If she goes out there and rebound, he'll see her. It's not her jump shooting. Like go do something. Just go do something.
Well, I mean,
know what you can. Like Woody Mac, Tyler Marshall, he scouted her all year. He been to your games. I used to tell players that all the time. The coach done been to you when we used to go help recruit like high school players. Look, man, he done been to your game. He know what you can do. Go show him you can do something else. You ain't starting because you're not doing the other stuff. He already know you can dribble. He know you can score.
Yeah.
You're not getting minutes because he don't need that from you right now. He might need that from you next year, but not this year.
All I will say though to that, right? Because I don't know much as far as how good of a rebounder Maddie is, but if she's giving you 4 to 5 rebounds and she can hit her open threes like at least maybe 2 to 3 a game, it's something. It's something.
Yeah, that's something. But you heard yourself.
As long as you're hitting those
5 rebounds
opportunities you get. If you hit more often than not, at least 50% and better your open opportunities, I can live with that as long as you're not getting cooked on defense and you rebound a little something. 4 or 5 a game, you know what I mean?
But I need her in pick and roll though. You can't come out there with the bench players and be standing in the corner. They not looking to pass you the ball.
Right.
Go find the ball. Find the ball. Don't beg for the ball. But if the point guard coming up top of the key, you go set the screen. You say, I got the screen. Like go make your presence known. Go show Tyler Marshall you can play in pick and roll and pick and pop. Let them see you. Don't just be standing there waiting for them to pass you the ball so you can catch and shoot. Go be involved in the play. Go set a double screen if you have to. Like, go do something. Don't just stand on the wing hoping they find you. Nah, you trying to make a mark right now. That's for Kia Nurse and Rebecca Allen to do. That's not for you to do. You know what I'm saying? Don't be watching them at practice saying I'm gonna play just like them. No.
You think Tyler Marshall's telling her that?
I hope he is. Most coaches are telling players that. I hear it all the time. Yeah, Rebecca Allen and Kia Nurse should be telling her that.
You would assume because she's 6'3", close to 6'4", though, that again, even though you said yourself, just because you tall don't mean you can rebound, but you would be hoping that's something you get from a player's going to be playing the power forward position, right?
Well, she is a good rebounder. She just had a bad year, Woody Mac. She just had a bad year, Woody Mac. She is an okay rebounder for her height. She averaged 8 rebounds a game before her injury. So it ain't like a rebound. This is what I hope that didn't happen to her. I hope she didn't get comfortable with how she played last year. I hope what happened last year, well, this season when she came back from injury, motivated her. I pray, because that happens sometimes. You'll be surprised how much that actually happens. We might think they playing bad, but they don't see it like that. They think they came back from injury and was okay, and they get comfortable in that spot. They never try to get back to themselves. So I hope that didn't happen to her. I hope that didn't. But let me get y'all takes on look, we only got about 5 minutes. Let me get y'all takes on these player cuts, man. What's y'all mindset on these players being cut off these rookie deals, getting drafted? I mean, the draft ain't even happened a month ago. It hasn't even been a month.
It was 2 weeks ago.
Like,
not even 2 weeks.
Yeah, like y'all. I don't think they look. You can't cut these players. It's been 3 weeks. You can't. It was on the 14th. You can't cut these players after you scouted them for 2 years. You got a whole scouting department, personnel department. You got developmental coaches who go work these players out at the draft. Like all of these things happen that a lot of people don't know about. When you go declare for the draft, every team player personnel in the scouting department in the developmental team, they come to your college and work you out just so they can get your measurements and stuff, get your speed, figure out if you're left-handed, right-handed. Like they actually come work you out. You work out for like 2 hours. So all these schools, all these teams are working these players out, doing all of this just to cut them 3 weeks after you draft them. Why draft them? Go draft somebody else. And what is the point of your developmental department? What is the point of your developmental department if they can't develop nobody? Why they there?
I think it's a league problem. So I think it's a league rule problem. The short off season. I mean, the short training camp season. I don't think it's the GMs and necessarily. I think it's more the owners. I think it's more the owners because they could change that because, you know, these are hasty decisions. Like, do I want to take a risk on these second rounders? I'm not for sure. You know what I mean? So I'm going to cut them now and be sure, you know, and keep my veterans. It doesn't, you're right, though. It doesn't make sense for this to be happening because why draft them? Why even have a draft then? You see what I'm saying? Why even have a draft or even have a second round? Have a first round of these elite players or have some kind of lottery draft or what have you and leave it at that because players that drop to the second round, I know in their mind they thinking, damn, they gotta play desperate. Now they gotta play for their jobs. And even if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm hitting shots, or I'm shooting the lights out like I saw Bree Hall and Deja Kelly do, and Bree Hall gets cut the next day.
Yeah,
But
like I don't know if y'all was I don't know if y'all was up here when I did the whole breakdown on like the draft picks when I was doing my draft stuff. Don't you know only 20% of first round picks in the last 5 years have played more than 3 seasons?
Yeah.
20%.
Yeah.
20% of first round picks have played more than 3 years. And picture this, only 12% have stayed with that team.
Oh, yeah, they move around.
In those 3 years, only 12% of them did get cut. Like, what is going on? And Brian Allen Hines, I know it happens every year. That doesn't make it right. Like, the WNBA has not been under the microscope. They've been moving unethical. And now people are really starting to see it. They have been moving unethical. How is this even right?
They still was operating under the old way of doing things.
Old way. They never adjusted.
Still
The NBA,
ingrained.
look, the NBA, the NFL, hockey, MLB, they all had to adjust. WNBA never adjusted from the mid 90s when they first started because they wasn't under the microscope. But trust me, this next CBA, things are about to be different because guess what they got to rely on now? They know all these players can go overseas now because the overseas contracts then went up. One of my homeboys just went back overseas after being retired for 3 years. The overseas contracts have gone back up. And guess what else they got now? They got unrivaled.
Unrivaled, yeah.
I'm telling you, especially these big name players, man, they're not about to play with the WNBA this year. Trust me. So I hope they stand their ground, and that needs to go away. Give these ladies 2 to 3 years to at least develop. Let them at least go in the NBA. If they sign a contract, that money's guaranteed, and if they're not on your active roster, they get a 2-way contract, but they got to be on your team for 3 years, or you got to honor their entire contract and pay them out. If you cut them, you got to pay them out. They can just waive these players that they're drafting in the first round. Like, what are we doing?
That's crazy.
That's what I want people to know. Cheyenne Sellers is getting no money. They waived her.
Yep. They didn't even give her a chance. Like, look at what the little snippet that Natalie said about it. She did everything right. She did everything they wanted her to do. She was great. She just didn't fit. Well, guess what? You knew she ain't fit in the first place. You got all this film on. We got 4 years of film on Cheyenne Sellers.
Yep.
4 years.
Film on Cheyenne Sellers. You know how she play. You know what she brings to the table. If she ain't fit, you should have not drafted her and let somebody else draft her, where she might have had a shot.
And look, I don't want to hear that we can't have these young players on my roster. Every other league does it. The NFL does it. The NBA does it. How are they drafting all these players and they got more draft picks?
Right. I made the joke. I was going back and forth with somebody making a joke. It's Caitlin Chen, Ivy League educated self with her bilingual self, came in there to Natalie Osaka, Osaka sound like a Japanese name, started talking that Japanese. She'd be like, you know what? I got to keep you. That's what it was.
Woody Mac, this is not a good look, man.
It's marketing. Caitlin Chen, great college player. She was a bucket when she was in Princeton.
I remember that now.
Yeah, so she's a great player. I'm not saying not taking anything away, but in the days in WNBA, you got Caitlin Chen already on your roster. You got freaking Valerie Burton. You got Julie Van Loo. You got that. You don't have a Cheyenne Sellers on your roster, right?
No.
You got Janelle Salone. I mean, Janelle Salone technically is that. Y'all would have to.
Is what? Who is she?
Okay.
Who is she? She was a EuroLeague MVP candidate.
Man, that ain't what I asked you.
That's not what I asked you. Type of player.
I get where you're going.
Cheyenne Sellers is not a James Harden type of player.
Well, I mean, a big 6'2", 6'1" player that has guard skills that can also defend multiple positions. But I mean, why I said Janelle Salone got James Harden type, because you look at the way that she gets to her buck, she creates a lot of shots like 1-2 dribble, step back, something, step back, a lot of off dribble, step back type of shots. You know what I mean? Like some of her look like some of James Harden's
you got Van Loo and Chen.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have Cheyenne Sellers and girl you just mentioned versus having Van Loo and Chen. I would rather have one of them and those two versus those two and just Cheyenne Sellers, old girl.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's just thinking. Maybe that's just thinking too logical. Like you got two players who are similar that both can spell each other off the bench, give each other minutes, or come on the court together and be like a switch everything type of defense. Which I think that gives you the ability to almost switch off of everything off the pick and rolls, right?
Yeah.
But again, unless Caitlin Chen came in and started talking her language. And she's like, "Nah, I gotta find a way to keep you." And it's like, again, we not pooping on Caitlin Chen, but I do remember some of her Princeton games. She was making a little noise on ESPN. She actually seemed decent, but
no,
man,
she is. She's a good player. And here's the thing: Caitlin Chen might eventually get cut. We don't know. They still got to make some cuts. We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, every team still got.
I'm just saying, like you don't have. You don't have nobody like Cheyenne Sellers. And again, they drafted Cheyenne before Chen. So you know what you got in Cheyenne Sellers. So the fact that she didn't make it out of the first week of training camp, come on.
Sometimes be Will. Some of these GMs draft players so that their competitors won't get them. They play that game. They play that game too. This player may not. This player is not a fit for my team, but I don't want so and so to get her, so I'm a drafter.
And I ain't got nothing to lose with the pick.
Exactly.
Like, they do that.
Here's the next thing I heard people say is, again, the Valks, they might still be playing the tanking game, trying to get in the Juju Watkins sweepstakes. So it doesn't to be good, huh?
They definitely Juju not leaving out of California.
Yeah, so it would behoove them to be bad, like taking really good players and being competitive doesn't behoove them. So I've heard that being said, but as far as
if you knew that before you went into the draft that you wanted to be bad this year, so why draft a good player like her?
Maybe they wanted to trade her. Maybe they wanted to take the trade.
You know she's competitive. You know she wants to win. You watched her for 4 years be competitive with nobody on her roster.
Mm-hmm. Maybe against they was trying to trade bait, take it, and then use it as trade bait, trade her for something, but maybe it didn't work out. Could have been that too.
They didn't trade it.
They didn't do that either.
They just fired. Basically, she got fired. Basically, she got fired right after she got hired. That's basically what happened.
And to me, believe it or not, she's getting a training camp contract with the Dream, right?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, this is everybody should believe this. The Dream is going to be a harder team for her to
I was
make
just about to say that,
because of what
glad
they
you
already
mentioned
signed
it.
in the backcourt. They got five. They got 5 of her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got Ryan Howard. They got Shatori Walker-Kimbrough. They got Maya Caldwell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got similar stats to her already. So I'm interested. I'm glad somebody gave her a shot. I don't know how far it goes. I didn't even mention Alicia Gray, but
Jordan Canada.
It's hard.
You're gonna get majority of the point guard minutes. I mean,
Is Sundell still with the Sonics? I mean, not the Sonics. The Storm. The Storm.
Yep, she is.
Damn.
yeah, they ain't letting her.
Yeah,
man, look. They not letting her. Look,
Look,
look. Sundell did not get enough credit. Seattle ain't letting her go. Trust me. I'll be shocked if Sundell gets cut. She is the replacement for Skylar Diggins. Trust me. They're not letting her. They're not cutting her.
she's so smart.
Yeah.
In that first preseason game,
Good point, Bree. Pow still on Atlanta too, but she's not the same.
Over there.
She's not the same kind of player as Cheyenne, though. She's a different kind of player.
Yeah, they different. They different kind of players.
Yeah.
But you got Haley Jones, Ryan Howard, like he said, Walker Kimbrough. Maya Caldwell. Like they're really all kind of like that prototype.
Yeah.
That's 4 people who are the prototype, and Cheyenne Sellers makes 5. They're all kind of that same kind of like distributor, kind of like
switchable wing type player.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Goon the Shooter. Shout out to Goon the Shooter. Shout out to Goon the Shooter.
The Mystics should have picked her up.
Now I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this though.
What do you say?
Don't you know she the 3rd tallest player on their team?
Ooh.
Cheyenne Sellers is the 3rd tallest player on the Atlanta Dream.
Yeah.
But guess who the only 2 people taller than her on that team? Brittany Griner and Brian Jones.
Brittany Griner. Yeah.
She's taller than everybody else.
Jones.
So maybe they trying to get bigger because most of their players ain't 6 feet.
Now that's a good point because she could play the 3.
Yeah, because Maya Caldwell, Walker Kimbrough, Alicia Gray, they ain't even 6 feet. Jordan Canada, Tahina Pow, they're not 6 feet.
Yeah, they might keep her and put her at forward. B Will. They probably looked at her size and was like, she may not be a guard, but she's bigger. That's a good point, Prince.
Yeah. And then Walker Kimbrough, she is a 8-year veteran. Maybe they feel, and she only 5'9", so maybe somebody like Walker Kimbrough, they like, I don't know how much longer.
I don't know if Ryan looks 6'2". I don't think she's 6'2", Tula. Is she?
Yeah, Ryan like 6'2", 6'1", 6'2".
Oh, so she tied with
her and Cheyenne Sellers basically the same height. But she only been in the league 3 years. She's still young, so they ain't moving off of her.
Yeah.
No.
They ain't moving off of her.
No.
And I wanted to say something to the Bree Hall take, right? Like, even though a lot of people say they still got to see it to know, there was only one spot available until like June when they can like sign somebody prorated. It was kind of a foregone conclusion once they got Michaela Timpson. That's Michaela's spot. She definitely feels a need that they need with a defensive player, a rebounder, a rim protector, and another big. Michaela,
I agree with that. I was just shocked. Like Bree Hall is actually what they need on the wing. Like they
But
don't have a Bree Hall, like Lexi Hall and what her name is, Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah,
They're not what they're made out to be. They're great hustle players, but they're not stopping nobody.
well, that's why I was gonna go to that.
And I said this yesterday on our Star Hoop Central show. Make sure y'all check that out on Mondays at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. You ever notice hustle players are never there when you need to stop? Guess who's there when you need to stop? Defensive players. You ever notice that? Go look at the history of sports. You ever notice the hustle player is nowhere to be found when you need to stop, but the solid defensive players are? You ever notice that? They not there to get the block. They're not there when that rebound is needed, because hustle players only show up in moments. Defensive players are always there.
Yeah.
I would say this. Y'all have to look at it. I would say this. For some reason, Lexi Hall is a decent. She crashes the board fairly decently. She gets to some offensive rebounds. She rebounds fairly well along with what she does hustle. I guess that hustle goes into her rebound. So I've seen Lexi Hall grab some clutch offensive rebounds at times. And as far as offensive with Bree Hall and Lexi Hall, because a lot of people was like, yo, get rid of Lexi Hall. Because Lexi does have the experience, you know what I mean? She does have the experience already in the league, and it's almost like a what for what player comparison, even though Bree Hall may be the superior defender. Is basically swapping out the same type of player. So they just were probably going with the experience over.
And look, I feel like see, this my Indiana is they going for the gusto. They didn't put this team together to make a first round exit again. They going for the gusto. So that's another reason why they probably cut Bree Hall. They need, like you said, veteran players on the team because they trying to win this year. They're trying to win. That's probably their goal. So they didn't feel like the rookies were in the plans, and if it was a rookie, they wanted to keep a rookie that had an immediate impact.
Mm-hmm. And somebody that's a shot blocker and that athletic, you can't. It's hard to ignore that.
Yeah, but I just think you put Bree Hall at your 3 with Mitchell and Caitlin Clark. That's a good backcourt, man.
It is.
It is.
Good. And she finishes at the rim better than Lexi Hall.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, Lexi Hall is a good rebounder. And well, I guess she's a fairly decent rebounder. So maybe that also helps her case too. Because sometimes you see Lexi Hall come up with a
but like people in the chat are saying, because and again, I'm not mad at Caitlin Clark for this. Because LeBron does it, Kobe used to do it, MJ used to do it, Kevin Durant does it, Giannis does it. Sometimes they got a decision on who makes the roster and who doesn't. It just is. So your star player has that decision, and like people in the chat are saying, maybe they went to Caitlin Clark and was like, hey, we love Bree Hall. What do you think? But we got to get one of these two for her to stay. And she was like, nah, I want Sophie and Lexi Hall here. So, I mean, that could have been a deciding factor.
Especially Lexi.
Honestly, I believe the players that could have been let go with no consequence are Breonna Turner, Sydney Close, and DeWanna Bonner. And, of course, Caitlin and AB not going there because their contracts aren't guaranteed from what I'm hearing. So the only players who could have been let go with no consequence would have been Sydney Close and Breonna Turner and DeWanna Bonner, right? And it doesn't seem like they're going to let Sid go. And Breonna Turner serves a need too as a defender.
Well, Sid is there for option.
He is a defender, though. So I don't see them letting Breonna, because Breonna Turner actually is a good defender.
Really? You think Breonna Turner going to play this year?
She coming off the bench in tight defensive moments. She gonna be, another clutch rim protector.
I think Breonna Turner was a good defensive player. I think she got those? Because Breonna Turner's defense was all instincts. It wasn't because she was never this quick hop off the ground, quick rim protector or cut you off on driving lane kind of player. It was all instincts with her. She was great at picking your pocket. She was great at blocking you from behind. She was great at stealing the ball in transition. She was great at loose ball turnovers. Her instincts aren't there. Like, I haven't seen her instincts. So I don't know how much she's going to contribute. That's why I say she used to be a good defensive player. Hers was all instincts.
And let's be before
she's 27. She ain't old. She 27, 28. She
Nah,
ain't old.
Yeah,
so
I don't think
she
it has
ain't
nothing to do with her age. I think her instincts have fallen off. I don't think it has
And
nothing
she
to do with her
hasn't,
age.
you know, she hasn't been the same since her injury either. So
Yeah,
and I don't.
that quick
So,
quick twitch, getting to the ball, like yeah.
but listen, they keeping Sophie Turner and Lexi Hall. So if I'm picking between the two, I'm keeping Sophie Turner, just because I know what I'm gonna get with her.
Brianna Turner?
No, Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah, but
I'm
they can't cut Cunningham because she's on
Yeah. Then
guaranteed.
they traded for her. They ain't about to cut
That's
her.
a
They traded
guaranteed
for
contract.
her. But that's why I said I think it was between B Will. That's why I said I think it was between Bree Hall and Lexi Hall. That's where the road needed to. That's where Caitlin Clark came in at.
And let's not trip
They would have
about.
to trade Lexi Hall. They would have to trade Lexi Hall. They would have to trade Lexi Hall to get that contract off.
Let's not
And
trip.
and not take nothing back.
Let's not trip. We all know the optics of the Scandinavians. They already posting the photos on Instagram of the two of them together. Right? So like that's the thing too. And it's marketing, and I'm not really mad about it. You know, it is.
Yeah, because they already have Kelsey. They already have Kelsey, and Lexi is one of Caitlin's best friends. So there's a personal stake in that too, and she has chemistry with her. So she don't have chemistry with Bree Hall, especially since Bree Hall took two natties off of her. So
I agree.
Yeah, but then she's AB's friend too. So again, outside of the fact that the only person that could have got let go with no consequences, Colson and Brianna Turner, if they wanted to get rid of Lexi because it was a redundant position, they literally would have to trade Lexi because it would be a Cheyenne Sellers situation where you're waiving a player that's still on your books.
Well, remember AB lost to Iowa, so ain't no animosity there. So go ahead.
But now here's the other thing though that people are saying, and as long as Bree Hall don't get picked up, people have been saying in videos. She said there's a way they can bring Bree Hall back. They have to just wait a month where they can prorate her contract. Now, if they had a handshake agreement with Bree, like, hey, just chill out for a month, we'll pay for your apartment, whatever, we'll keep you laid up and make sure you're good for a month. You know what I mean? And in a month we can pick you back up. You'll be the 12th. That could be. You know what I mean? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see.
Woody Mac, but don't you think?
Woody Mac,
Woody Mac. See, that's my pushback on that though, because now that logic don't make sense. Because if you do got a handshake deal with her, she will be part of the last cuts, not the first cuts.
So what? So
I would keep her around as long as I can because she's coming back. So I would keep her around just to build camaraderie with the team if she's coming back.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think
makes logical sense.
That usually happen with players. Like let's say Cheyenne Sellers would have got cut the last final day. We could have probably said something like that about her, but she would have had to deny a person picking her up on waivers or something like that. She would have had to deny that team. Then we could have came back and said, well, Cheyenne Sellers might got a handshake deal with Golden State for her to get cut on the last day and with nobody on their roster that could really play in front of her and her denying the team. We could use that analogy, but for them to cut, for her to be in a first round of cuts.
All right, I'll put it to you like this too, also, right? Because there's still some more cuts need to be made. A lot of teams already have over the amount of players that's supposed. Every team has over the amount of players they're supposed to have, right? Right.
Yeah.
So
Most
teams
got like 15 players right now.
Would not more than likely probably wouldn't happen. The only way I can see it happening within the 2 or 3 weeks, there's an injury, and somebody says, well, she feels the need of the player that got injured. It would make perfect sense. Or somebody was like, hey, we love South Carolina players over here. She was coached good. Let's get her on the squad because she would fit in, right? So because right now most teams are packed to the gills with veterans and a lot of rookies getting let go. She's probably not going nowhere anyway. So again, if they actually do that in a month, we'll see. But like we were saying, it was Michaela's job from the jump.
I never felt like Michaela was going anywhere because when I was doing my mock drafts, I had Michaela going to the Fever because they needed somebody else in the front court to come off the bench behind AB, and especially with them moving off from Nalissa, they definitely needed somebody defensively, a rim protector. And she averaged like 3 blocks a game last year.
Yeah.
So that's why I had her going to. I think Brad was up here when I said that. I had her going to the Fever. Like I had the Fever I had her going. That was the only team I had her going to was the Fever. But hold on, Brad. Before you go, Brad. Hey, we got 137. We still got 137 people in here. I'm about to go pull up the Showtime. Man, make sure y'all like the video. Take a second and like the video. I only got 77 likes. We got 137 people in here, man. Listening to us get these final takes out the way, man. Before we get out, I got 5 minutes left. Before we get out, man, go ahead on. Got 135 people. Go ahead on, man, and hit the like button, man. Get me to 100 likes in the next 5 minutes, man. Hit the like button. I know some of y'all probably driving and listening. If you get to a red light, hit the like button. Double tap your stream. Double tap your stream, man. Hit the like button, man. But what you were gonna say, Brad?
No, I was just agreeing that I remember the show where you told me when you told us that you thought that it would be Indiana that would get Timpson. Yeah, and because they need a rim protector. I agree because their defense was atrocious last year.
They've made all the additions they made. It seems like it makes sense where they should be slightly better defensively. Like even if Sid Colson isn't a great guard off the bench, I saw what she was doing as far as passing. It looks like she took a lot of cues, a lot of tips from Chelsea Gray because some of them passes she was making was very Chelsea Gray-ish. So did you watch that Brazil Fever game?
Yeah. I watched the second half. I didn't watch the first half. I was on the road.
Right. Well, just to go to real quick, and I'll make this brief. I was hoping Timpson would have fell to the Liberty when we had the 7th pick. I was like either Cheyenne Sellers or Timpson. I was thinking that would have been great. We gave that pick away. Cool. I didn't foresee the Fever going for Timpson because I still assuming that she would have been off the board either early or later, right? I thought they was going to take Asia Sifka. But what I seen with Sydney Colson, even though a lot of people is like, yo, she this, that, and the third, Sydney Colson looked like she's been taking a lot of pointers from Chelsea Gray, right? And in some of the way that the passes that she was making, and she's still a decent defender. Then you pick up Natasha Howard, who has a reputation as a decent defender. DeWanda Bonner's got length. She can do better against some of the smaller wings and guards. So they should be serviceably better, and I like the way that Stephanie White, she got a foot in their behind about that defense. Like she not playing with them. She look like she not playing. Like communicate and move your feet.
Hey, appreciate that, Boondoggle. Appreciate that, Boondoggle. He said, I like how these dudes are talking straight basketball. Hey, I'm trying to turn YouTube around, man. When I get to like 10,000 subscribers, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have the whole YouTube community talking straight basketball. I'm trying to straighten it out, man. I'm trying, man.
That's right.
We get too far off. The basketball community has gotten too far off topic, man. Look, it's basketball at the end of the day. We turning this like we write balls, man.
They talk
we getting too emotional. We getting too emotional. We taking too many pot shots. We being too disrespectful to players. Keep it between the lines. Y'all don't know these people off court.
Yep.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Agendas and ideology. I don't like neither one of those in my sports.
I'm gonna wish y'all well because I know Zoe want to get out of here. Appreciate you, Zoe. Be well.
Doing, man. Real quick though, Wody. Real quick, Wody. I wanted to say something to what you just said. People not giving Sid enough credit. Sydney Colson is literally the only other ball handler on that team.
Sophie too. Sophie showed ability to do it at an okay level. She's okay. But she'll distribute.
Man, Sophie can't dribble.
She can facilitate. She did it at Missouri too. If you go check out Missouri tape.
Well, that's not what B. Will is talking about. That's not what B. Will is talking about.
That's not. That's true. That's not. I'm talking about ball handler. Yeah, I'm talking about ball handler. I ain't talking about
setting up a play, man. He talking about coming across court and setting up a play. It's Sydney Colson and Caitlin Clark only.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
Not running a transition and driving to the lane and probably kick it to a shooter in the corner. That's not the whole game. That only happens 5% of the game. We talk about getting the ball out the basket, coming down court, calling pick and roll, and getting it to somebody. Only Sophie Cunningham not doing that. Lexi Hall tried to do that in 3-on-3, and look where that got her.
Lexi Hall can't dribble.
Sophie Cunningham ain't too far behind her though. She's not. Y'all this is what your people keep forgetting. Sophie Cunningham was only starting for the Mercury because Chicago backup wing got hurt. Rebecca Allen got hurt.
Yeah.
Sophie Cunningham was a firecracker off the bench transition shooter. That's all she was for the Mercury. She wasn't just end all be all.
Nope.
Not at all.
Come on, man. What are we doing?
So what time you and Show get the show on the road?
We about to go live now. I'm about to hop up over there, man. Appreciate that, George. George, what's up from Southeast Louisiana, man? I love when the Louisiana people in the building, man. Shout out to Louisiana, man. What's going on? James Flatbush, Goon the Shooter. Goon, stop trolling in my chat, man. Bangs Theory. Let M. Aiden, what's going on? Rosalind Clark, what's going on? Rosalind Clark, what's going on? Who else we got up in here, man? I be trying to make sure I miss Jean Gray. Let me see, but I be trying to make sure I miss nobody before we get up out here. Patrick Humble, what's going on? Look like that's it. What's going on, man? Appreciate all of y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button on y'all way out. Again, pull up the Showtime on Point Sports. We about to go live over there with the play-by-play for Chicago Sky versus the Minnesota Lynx. And then come back. The thumbnail is already in the thing. Go on that thumbnail and click the bell notification. I'm going live at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. 9
What time
p.m.
that game starts, though?
Game starts at 6. So it starts in 30 minutes. I'll be back for the post game. So while y'all watching the game, take y'all notes because it's open panel for post games. I only give my 20 minutes soliloquy and y'all off to the races and everybody can hear y'all take. So make sure y'all taking notes and really watching the game, man. Because people, if I'm going to continue to do open panels, people really want to hear good takes, man. So all of y'all that who listening, who want to pull up after the game, make sure you're watching the game and really know what you're going to be talking about, man. But Braz, be Will, any last words before we get up out y'all, man?
Man, I'll see you at 8, my brother. I'm going to go over here on Showtime and watch y'all. Showtime got his Barbie shirt on. I'm ready to go. Let's go, Sky. Let's go, man. Let's go.
All right, be Will.
I got a question. You doing the Aces tonight? They got a game tonight too.
Yeah, I might do the Aces. I'm gonna see how long my Chicago Sky take, man. I might do the Aces.
They just got a game at 9.
Yeah, I might do the Aces. Yeah, they play at 9. So I might do Chicago Sky post game for an hour because I only give my breakdown for 20 minutes and I open it up. I'm gonna open it up for the last 40, and I might just do Aces. I'm gonna see how I'm feeling during the Sky game. If I'm tired or not. I'm gonna see how I'm feeling.
All right.
But man, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be smooth. Again, see all y'all back at 8 p.m. Central Standard, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, man. Y'all be cool. Y'all be smooth.
Appreciate you.
I am Zo Media, where the passion collide. Spotlight the hustle, bring the grind worldwide. From interviews to moves, the game's in my scope. Showcasing the greatness, inspiring hope. She cross up defender, step back, that's clean. Highlight moments, blowing up the whole scene. From buzzer beaters, the teamwork extreme. The beauty of the game, living out the dream. I break it all down, every pick, every roll. From the layups to the swishes, every hoop, every goal. Got the mic in my hand, got the stats in my soul. Women's basketball shining, that's the ultimate role. From legends of the past.